A safe space, because healing sessions are a safe space, either one-on-one or group sessions. They are a safe space. People understand that they are not judged. They are not alone. What happens to me is happening to millions. I'm always on a journey, changing a bit the outlets, because I feel the world needs more healers, and I cannot do that on my own. And I would love to create a breed of healers which I trust, actually, because I've seen so many so good cases. What I always advise people in that path is to ask their healer, their therapist, are you supervised? Are you also healed, treated by someone else? Otherwise, we risk our mental health, because our healer, our coach, our therapist could project their own issues onto us. And we don't need more issues to resolve.
I want you to meet our next guest, Anni Eza. She's going to be joining us today in the podcast. She is a healer and teacher who help people turn their toughest emotional challenges into real life strength and wisdom. She believes that the pain you've been through can hold the key to the greatest power. She teaches a unique method called Awakening the Seeds to help you uncover your true best self. Today, we're going to talk about turning pain into power, your true self, finding balance, and starting over. Get ready for an eye-opening chat that will change the way that you look at your own journey and your ability to heal. Welcome back to Notes to My Nervous System. I'm Erin, a mom, therapist, and creator of the MindCircuit App. Today, we are joined by Anni Eza, who is going to tell us all about her unique, what would you call it? A tool, a learning style?
It's more of a healing modality.
Healing modality. I like that. Seeds of Bliss. So please, what led you to this and what is it?
Okay, Seeds of Bliss is the brand, the name of the brand, and the movement in general. The central idea of the brand and our philosophy is that we contain already what we need in this lifetime to grow and thrive. And Seeds of Bliss, the name itself is a bridge between the darkness, where seeds are living, and bliss, which is the outcome of awakening the seeds.
Oh, I like that metaphor. Now, how long have you been practicing this healing modality?
The healing modality is called awakening the seeds.
Awakening the Seeds. Okay.
Yeah. I've been practicing this modality. Actually, it's after a few thousand healing sessions and many certifications in other healing modalities that I brought together components, tools, techniques that I found were working okay and bringing out positive outcome in my clients' lives. And then I filled the gaps with my experience, because I have a huge experience in practicing as a healer for the past decade. But Awakening the Seeds is mostly formed officially in the past 3 years, I think.
Okay.
So it was being formed because every time I had something in front of me I could not resolve with what I already knew, I went on to the next modality to study and get certified in order to help my receivers, my clients. So
I totally get that. I've done the same. I actually created an app and some curriculum around bilateral stimulation because I just noticed how many people were still holding trauma in their bodies. Sometimes we have to create what we know in our gut the people in front of us need. So kudos.
Exactly. I totally feel you. It's formed piece by piece as we go through our healing experience. So it's not like it becomes a whole system, a whole structure overnight.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Pieces of wisdom, of knowledge, of experience are getting together slowly.
Mhm.
And then one day it's like a huge aha moment, like, oh, yeah, this is the structure I'm using. This is a modality.
Mhm. Was it difficult for you to make the leap and actually recognize what you've created and go ahead and brand it and call it out?
Actually, it would have been impossible for me if my husband wasn't there to tell me, hey, you're practicing something entirely different than every modality we have ever been taught. This is not under any of those umbrellas. So you're doing something different, and you should brand it.
Good for you. It's funny how often we, especially people in the healing profession, coaches, therapists, social workers, etc., we need a push because it's almost as if we are constantly walking around with that imposter syndrome.
In my case, I believe it's not the imposter syndrome, but
Oh, please.
that I am so preoccupied with the actual healing field. I'm so into that. And I love so much seeing people growing and having a healthy and happy life that I would never have been able to observe what I am literally or actually doing in a session. I would have spent my life I'm
Just
practicing what
doing
I have
it. Yeah.
learned. Yeah, yeah.
So, can you kind of explain what it is and what it looks like for our listeners?
Yes. If you want a picture to tie it to, it looks like you're free diving into the deepest waters of your existence, and suddenly you're able to breathe in there, although you have been told that it shouldn't be like that. So it's all about dismantling everything that you're not, all the conditioning, all the shoulds, all the burdens, all the trauma, and bringing forward the wisdom, the essence of your being.
Oh, I love that.
It's all about reclaiming your freedom, being yourself, being able to speak your truth, to choose yourself, to communicate and forge relationships with authenticity and mutual respect, finding your place in this world, bringing forward your unique gifts.
Do you find it difficult for the people you work with to make that, I don't know, decision or leap into? I guess my question is more around like the idea of worth and self care for you to be true to yourself, to truly understand your gifts and your strengths. You have to validate that that exists, that you have worth, and you know how to take care of yourself to recognize that these are strengths and to be able to use them without burnout.
I love this perspective because it's really very interesting. Actually, most people start healing because they feel uncomfortable, they feel sad, they feel their life is messy, and they do not like it anymore at the way it is. And they want to change something. That bringing forward and understanding the worth that we all have, and it's non-negotiables. The wisdom that we all have, and it's always there, accompanying us. We're just too blind to see and recognize it because we are occupied with everything that is happening around so fast. So we get distracted. So they come because they don't feel happy or they have problems and issues to resolve. And then the second step is starting recognizing, seeing, and understanding that, hey, I can live the life I want. It's not that hard.
What helps a person to come to that realization?
A safe space,
Mm.
because healing sessions are a safe space, either one-on-one or group sessions. They are a safe space. People understand that they are not judged. They are not alone. What happens to me is happening to millions at the same time. It's not like we are broken. We are beyond fixing. It's not like that. Every experience is a gift. But in order to get the gift, you have to tear the paper and untie the ribbons and open the box. So the experience is the whole package. And then you have to unfold what's inside. This is what is happening in the session. And the process itself is so magical that they fall in love with themselves after a while because they keep understanding and experiencing their own magical existence. And it's the first time they get connected with themselves in that way.
Is it kind of like, and I could be wrong here, so just go ahead and tell me that if I am. Is it like that appreciation and curiosity that like toddlers had, where they completely believed in themselves, had no fear, um, didn't even think about the idea that they shouldn't love themselves?
It's that kind of self-acceptance and
Okay.
that kind of self-confidence that is cultivated and remembered because it is encoded already in our system.
So
We have the
everybody
experience.
has this frame of reference. It's just reminding them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's powerful. Do
And it's
you?
also a very
Okay.
pleasant process. Very pleasant. It's not painful.
Mm.
It's not, it doesn't include any frustration. And it's not like classic therapy that you have to think your way through.
Mm.
It's very different. It's very experiential. And because it is experiential, the solutions come naturally, like they emerge from the system itself. And I have very often clients coming back telling me, this happened and I reacted in such a different way than I used to. I can see my growth. Wow. Like, who am I becoming? I love who I am.
It sounds like very fulfilling work.
Yeah, it is.
What started you down this path? Did you always want to be a coach in, emotional health? No, no, no. You're shaking your head. Okay,
No.
please tell.
I had no idea that this was my path. I was always a natural empath and very intuitive. I could feel people's feelings and I could hold space by, by default, like it was engraved in my bones.
Mhm.
But I started my own personal healing journey, which is never ending because I really love exploring myself. We are limitless beings after all. Because I had a strange feeling that I have huge untapped potential. Like 50% of me was not obvious to me. I couldn't access it. And I wanted so badly to open the door and reunite with that part of myself. This is why I started my own healing journey. And my healer back then, after a few sessions, she was telling me, like, you should go and get trained to be a healer. Just choose a training and please go. You would be an amazing healer. And I went out of curiosity because I have that curiosity and I love experimenting. So I went and I never searched for clients. I never thought that I would really become a healer.
What were
So
you
everything
doing?
my first bachelor and master was in elementary school teaching.
Oh, okay. And then
Yeah.
what healing course did you take the first time?
The first training was on theta healing.
Say again?
Theta healing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it felt more like remembering things than being taught something new.
Okay. So it really spoke to you.
Yeah. And after that, many certifications came, of course. And I will never stop, actually, although I have my modality, which is not something, rigid. It's very structured and very flexible at the same time because I love bridging the opposites. I will keep training in new things because it is my way to perceive life in many different angles, and this is very important for me. It's like my own kind of game.
Do you train others in your modality that you created?
I am crafting my healing school. It will be 4 years long.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Is it in person, virtual?
No, virtual, because I want the right people to have access to it.
Gotcha. Is it gonna like lead to a certification or something?
Yes, certification, and then they will be able to pick their direction between autoimmune disease issues, fertility issues, and I have 2 more directions under consideration. I'm not sure if I will include them.
We know what they are.
The other one is transgenerational trauma.
Oh, I've had a lot of people come in for EMDR around that very thing.
Yeah. I'm not trained in EMDR, but I choose to approach it through the experiences of the person I have in front of me. And the fourth might be how to sharpen your intuition, like really laser focused intuition. This is my superpower, and I'm not sure if I'm going to include it because I have never tried to train anyone to that.
No?
No.
And the challenge you need.
Yeah. And I want the school to be something very solid and structured and with supervision, official supervision and guidance. It's not like, okay, you go to a training 3 days and then you're on your own.
Yeah, no, EMDR training wasn't like that either. It was several weekends. And then we had, oh my goodness, I think it was 100 hours of supervision, maybe more. It's been so long, where we had to be supervised throughout the whole process, which really does help. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
put your ego aside and recognize that there's always something more to learn. And within mental health, within healing, there's still so much that we don't understand yet. We're such a new, um, I don't know what to call it, field. We're so young.
And it's endless.
Yes.
There's always more.
Well, that's great. Now, if somebody wants to learn more about this or wants to maybe contact you, how would they get a hold of you?
They can find me through social media under the Seeds of Bliss handle.
Okay. So, Seed of Bliss.
Yeah.
And do you have a website?
Yes, of course. We have a website. It's seedsofbliss.life.
Life. Oh, I
Yeah.
like that. How exciting. It sounds like you are starting a new journey of trying to get the school out there.
I'm always on a journey, just changing a bit the outlets because I feel the world needs more healers, and I cannot do that on my own. And I would love to create a breed of healers which I trust, actually, because I've seen so many so good cases.
There, like every profession, there's
Yeah,
uh, individuals who really have an understanding of what they're doing, how to do it, how to help somebody. And then there's other people who this just shouldn't be their field.
exactly. Yeah.
That's why I always
And
tell people it's important to shop around. If the first person you find, whether it's some type of coach or healing or therapist, if it doesn't help and it's not a good fit, then find a good fit.
yeah, search until you find a good fit.
Exactly. It's so powerful. And it's so important to be able to do that for yourself.
Yeah, I believe the same. Because it's a human relationship, right? You wouldn't be a friend with just anyone. Why would you have a healing relationship with just anyone?
Oh,
And
I agree.
what I always advise people in that path is to ask their healer, their therapist, are you supervised? Are you
Good
also
question.
healed or uh, cu- um, treated by someone else?
Mhm.
Otherwise, we risk our mental health because our healer, our coach, our therapist could project their own issues onto us. And we don't need more issues to resolve.
No, no, we don't. And I think that's so important. I think those are really good questions for a person to have. Um, I always, when I'm learning something new, make sure that I have somebody to supervise me when it's a new type of modality, because I mean, you're just going to run into questions as you go along. And so
Exactly.
you need that person who has more expertise than you.
Yes, and in the healing world, supervising is not a thing as in the mental health world. So this is why I also chose to be trained as a mental health counselor.
Mhm.
And I love this structure because I have a huge experience, okay, but I love to use a second pair of eyes.
Smart.
It can be always helpful, never harmful. And I would also actually I intend to be trained as a supervisor myself. This is my next step.
Good for you. We need more supervisors. I'm a supervisor myself. And once you get trained, it's not difficult. I actually find it beneficial for myself as well because then I get exposed to new ideas and theories that I wouldn't have been.
Yeah. You see, actually, you're using extra pairs of eyes, new
Mm-hmm.
points of view, and that's always helpful and very beautiful, also.
Couldn't agree more. Um, I did want to make sure I asked one other question. You had mentioned that this helps your process awakening the seeds, as you call it, to find balance between your spiritual growth and awareness with the demands and realities of everyday life. Does that Is that difficult, especially here and now with everything that's going on in the world? Are you finding that more challenging?
For myself, it's not, but I can see that it generally is difficult for most people, and there
Mm,
is a reason for that. We were very well educated and meticulously conditioned to
mm,
disconnect from ourselves.
mhm,
And we are burdened with so many, if I may say, super stupid and irrelevant ideas about how we should live our lives, how we should be productive all the time. We do not care about being happy and healthy.
mm. That's
When in
so true.
reality, you have to be healthy to be productive. If you end up sick or terminally ill, you will never be productive again.
Very true. So is
So
that a difficult process to take someone through? Is there areas where you find people struggle more than others?
I feel and I've seen that people all over the world have the same issues.
Mm,
They are either troubled by their finances or their career or their relationships or their health. Those are the full four pillars, nothing else. Everything else is going around those pillars.
that sounds very universal and very true.
Yeah.
What's one
And
thing that somebody listening to this podcast could take away that would help them start on that path of balance?
my favorite practice that I use for the past 15 years and I still use it every day is remember to breathe, pause and breathe, deep breaths and slow exhalations to give to your nervous system the message that everything is under control, that you are safe.
Mm,
Because our body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and an imaginary dragon.
that always just boggles my mind why we haven't evolved enough for our nervous system to recognize the difference between, yes, remember, always remember not to run into traffic, have that fight flight reaction to running in traffic versus you hear a gun go off or um somebody's yelling at you, right? Like, are do you feel like we'll ever evolve enough where those moments aren't getting trapped in our nervous system?
I don't know about the future, but what I believe is that all those things are triggering our survival instincts. This is why they hit so hard. And although we're not living in the jungle anymore and we're not threatened by wild animals,
Mhm.
all those things trigger our system in a very negative way. And to me, it seems crazy how we ended up creating such human unfriendly environments and still we place ourselves in there to live like big cities.
Mm.
So much noise, so much overstimulation. I could never see myself living in a big city.
I didn't realize how overstimulated I was because I grew up in the Chicagoland area and then lived for over a decade in Chicago. I just so much enjoyed having, public transportation and good food. I didn't think about the environment until I moved to the mountains in North Carolina. Um, and I just feel more grounded and more peaceful. When I look out my window, I see nature. I don't see my next door neighbor waving at me.
Or handshaking.
Oh, I know. So true. So true. But just visually getting the
Hmm.
input of calmness and nature, it just does so much for your nervous system that I didn't even realize was missing.
I understand. I grew up in a house with a garden,
Oh.
so I was very involved with nature. And this is where I first observed and understood that, hey, everything is cyclical. Oh, cool. We're part of nature. We're cyclical beings. So linear living doesn't make sense for me. I won't do that.
Wow, what a really good insight at such a young age.
It wasn't realized until my early adulthood
Mm.
when I moved into a bigger city for my university studies. And then I felt the difference and I understood. I felt disconnected because I couldn't feel this cycle anymore. I couldn't see it. So my system was somehow confused about what is happening. And I went deeper into this cyclical concept of living. And this is um, the core of our brand philosophy too.
Oh,
Cyclical living, our inner seasons, how we connect and bridge the inner season with the outer season. What does our body need every season of the year? For instance, I find myself needing more sleep in winter than
mm.
in summer or in spring.
No, that makes sense. I always feel like it's hibernation time in the winter.
Exactly, slowing down,
Hmm.
taking time for yourself,
Yeah.
resting more.
And that's hard to do in a bigger city.
You can't rest if you're always in the noise.
Mm, makes sense. Any other little nugget you want to share with us before we wrap it up?
Other than breathing, generally slowing down. Slow down whenever you can. Slow down. There's so much beauty around us and within us, and we are just too blind to see it because we are always rushing.
Mm, very powerful. Thank you for sharing all of this with us. I hope you come back as you build your school.
I will. Thank you for
Good.
having me today. It was very nice talking to you.
Oh, good. And to my listeners, thank you for listening to Notes to My Nervous System. If you feel this would benefit someone you know, please share it with them, subscribe, and check out my MindCircuit app that is all based in somatic reprocessing so that we can heal.